Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends, live in the CPR studio, and we are being educated today. So go ahead. We're talking about the vibe and the frequency and how people were really just being pulled into the movement.
They absolutely were. And when you look, for example, and I'll just fast forward, we were looking, when was it, last year that we saw the Arab Spring taking place?
Yes.
I was listening to NPR, and there's a gentleman on who used to be the translator for, and I'm going to mess up the name, the former president of Iran, Ahmadinejad.
Okay.
His translator, who used to work at Mango Records, Island Records many years ago, he was doing an interview on NPR, and so somewhere in the interview, the interviewer brought up the fact that, I know you used to be at Island Records. How did you go from being in the music industry to now becoming this? And they're talking, and then he says, so what are the youth in Iran, and start listening to? He says Bob Marley.
Wow.
So the interviewer, trying to be kind of tongue-in-cheek, goes, well, I guess they like the whole thing with the ganja and the weed, and he said no.
Good.
It's about the message in the music.
Good.
When he said that, my heart I had a soul clap moment, because I understood then why the youth in Iran, Iraq, wherever in the Middle East would be attracted to Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and the music of that era, because it's what we're talking about, the frequency of the music, the message in the music. It's speaking to struggle.
Exactly.
And if you allow a people to be energized in that manner, then you better watch out.
I heard that.
And that's why they try to keep this music. And that's why
they try to cloud it with smoke.
They cloud it with smoke, and they give rise to music that is so anti-humanity. Because there's the only way I can class it, And that is why we are the Coalition to Preserve Reggae Music, because we have got to preserve the essence of this music. It's not just the beat.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's about the message in the music. There is something that happens when you hear a reggae song that is a well-crafted reggae song. It touches your heart. It really does. And it stimulates you mentally. There are folk who have said to me that they have learned more about themselves as African people or as people of the world because of listening to roots reggae music.
Yes.
Now, what more do you want than that?
There's an awakening.
There is an awakening that takes place now. It really is.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
So now tell us about this event this evening.
The 9th annual Reggae Culture Salute. I'm saying it and I can't even believe that it's the 9th annual. I remember when we started. Oh, I was telling you, gosh, I'm just jumping around. How we started CPR, and this was when it was the 75th anniversary of His Majesty. We looked around and we saw nothing being done. And when we understood the role that His Majesty played in this whole music, we're like, wait a minute. And people didn't really understand. See, we weren't coming from the point of seeing His Majesty as a god. We're seeing he was one of the greatest kings out of Africa.
Yes.
When you look at his CV, if you want to say that, and you see all that he has done, statesman, okay, Time Magazine Man of the Year, got so many awards. This man has done a lot. Formation of the OAU, all of that, the United Nations, all of that. And we said, wait a minute. We have to do something to connect the dots, to show people that there is a unique relationship between Rasta, reggae, Selassie, and Jamaica. There is a thread that ran there.
Yes.
And we looked, and it was the 75th anniversary of the coronation, and voila, we said, we need to do something to recognize that, and Reggae Culture Salute was born.
Okay.
Reggae Culture Salute came that year with Luciano, Third World, and Morgan Heritage.
Oh.
And we had no clue what was getting ready to happen to us. And then we got something.
Yeah.
And our producer was there. You had to let the whole world know that he was there.
Yes.
Everybody was there. It was an amazing experience for us. We had no clue.
Wow.
And Dr. Walls, here we are, year 9. What has happened over that time is that the show has become, it's our fundraiser, because we're a 501c3 organization doing this work. We do forums. We have CPR Live, which is our internet broadcast platform, where we do basically what you're doing, educating people via the use of the internet, educating them about things, reggae. What we say at CPR Live, it ain't just music, it's life, because reggae philosophizes life. People just don't pay attention and don't want to listen what we do. But that's how Reggae Cultural Salute started, and here we are 9 years later. And so this year it's just a wonderful feeling for us to have young Itana, who came to us in 2007 as a neophyte, as a youngster, because we like to do that.
Yes.
Now she returns as the headliner.
Wow.
Give a sister.
That's huge.
Give the sister a
Yes.
hand.
Yes.
Okay. Give the sister, and her name is Itana, the strong one. And so she's headlining. She has a new album out called Better Tomorrow. I had to give her that plug. Beautiful album. And so she returns, and then Freddie McGregor is being honored. Freddie McGregor is a household name. He is celebrating 50 years of being in the business, and you're looking at him and going, no way. Well, he's only 57. He started singing at age 7. He's a child prodigy.
Yes.
And so he has been singer, songwriter, producer, record label. Many of his children are now doing very well in the music industry as producers and singers and what have you. He's been honored with our highest award, which is the Pinnacle Award.
Okay.
Now, Pinnacle is named after a place in Jamaica where the Rastafarians had to go and live up in the hills, and then that community was destroyed by quote-unquote Babylon because they were too self-sufficient. Well, I can come back and do a whole nother story about that. We're going to have to talk about that. So we think of Philadelphia and move and think Pinnacle. But that's we can
got it.
You got it.
Yes.
Just so your audience can kind of do a quick connection.
Yes.
And so that's why our highest award is the Pinnacle Award for those brothers and sisters who suffered, so we can wear locks now without being abused. Yes. So we can talk freely about roots reggae and not be scorned or shut down. So our award is to honor those who have given to this industry, and Freddie McGregor has. So he's getting that honor this year. But in addition to that, it's 50 years since His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I delivered a very important speech to the League of Nations at the time, and it's that speech that has become Bob Marley's song that I know you know, called War.
Yes.
Until the Philosophy. Everybody knows that song, right?
Yes.
His Majesty gave that speech 50 years ago. We're recognizing that and honoring that. And it's also the 83rd anniversary of his coronation. Okay. So there's a lot going on this year. Yeah. Our event is powerful.
Yes.
It ain't no joke.
It's a lot.
It ain't no joke. And it's a family event. So we want children to come and experience their culture with mommy and daddy and auntie and grandma. We have provided a space. That's why we now hold the event inside of a school. Big plug to Nazareth High School. Providence Keelas, the principal there, and everybody who afford us the opportunity to come there every year and do this. And what we do is we transform the gym into like a community space, like back in the day. Back in the day, and we put a lot of things to make it feel Caribbean. Flags and colors and things. And we have the good food.
Yes.
We got the good food.
Yes.
And on top of that, we have drumming and dancing, and the children love it. The elders love it. It is an intergenerational affair. It really is. But this year, to show you how international it is, Uwe Banton is coming from Germany. We have a young sister, Michabella, who is going to be making her way to the stage. She has been writing and singing for so long, and she's now going to be on the stage at CPR and at Agriculture Salute, and she's blown away. We have a poet by the name of Osajafu, amazing poet. We have Don Minot, who is just his social commentary is to die for. He has an album called Speak for the Poor. So do you see what I'm saying? That we are bringing all of that and weaving it into an evening of it's entertainment, but it's education. As Gary Bird said, edutainment. And it's fun for the whole family. During the program, we do a tribute to His Majesty in song and dance and all that, but we also show a short film that CPR put together that kind of chronicles the life of His Majesty. And for someone like yourself and others who are not familiar, they get to I didn't know this. I didn't know he did that. Because a lot of people get turned off because, Rastas call him a god, and I don't stop there. This is not what we're about. We're about teaching you about this man, the king that he was, one of Africa's greatest kings, and the work that he has done that continues to this day, to the point that we can sit here and be who we are because of the work that people like him do. So that's what Reggae Culture Salute is all about.
I love it.
I know you would.
We're going to take a quick commercial break and come back and learn a little bit more before we let you go, because we know you have this fabulous event this evening.
Yes.
So we will be back shortly on Dr. Walls and Friends.